Bodgast. Bodgast.
What's up, vibers? Welcome back to another episode of the Bodgast. My name is Dr. Fresh, the podcast where we catch up with amazing people doing spectacular things. Spectacular. I said that a little bit over the, in our community. And this week on the episode of the Bodgast, we've got someone who is just out the gates. Both sides. His name is Teariki Terae. Kia ora, my brother.
Kia ora. Kia ora, Dr. Fresh. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here, man.
Oh,
I feel
thank
quite
you.
humbled and privileged to have you sitting on the couch. It's been a while. I've been meaning to catch up with you, but you're here now, eh?
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this.
Love it. Love the fact that you're here. Humbled that you're here. Now, for all our millions of viewers watching, your camera's over there. Just give everyone a quick introduction. I know your name's very, very wise, eh? It's like a long train full of good things. I'll let you tell everyone your name because I'd probably stuff it up. But give them an introduction on who you are, Nef.
So kia ora, everybody. Kia ora, those that are watching. My name is Teariki Tearoa-Natua. My full name, though, is Teariki Terae Nui o Kaura Jacob Tearoa-Natua. And I come from the Cook Islands. Mainly from the islands of Aitutaki, Mangaia, Rakanga and Maniki. And I am born and bred in Tearoa, and I am a YMCA. I work for the YMCA as a youth and children's worker.
Nice. I like the fact you forgot your title, but do many things.
I'm actually on the clock right now, so I'm very privileged to my job that I can come here and talk with Dr. Fresh.
Shout out to the YMCA, eh? It's good coverage for the YMCA. He's even wearing his, beautiful. Love it. Need to ask you though, while you mentioned YMCA and you're here on the clock, what's it like working for the Y?
Oh, it's really good. If you've got a passion for community, if you've got a passion for children and young people, it's a good place to work for. It's a good place to be. It's a good position to be in a good organisation to work for. And this is not because I'm getting paid.
Yep.
It's fun. No 2 days is the same. Every day is different. Every day comes with its own challenges and its own fun. And so I enjoy working at the YMCA. I've been there for about maybe just over 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I've got to ask you, because there's all these rumours, it's all these rumours that float around the community. Anything goes on the podcast, finally, everyone knows that. But I hear, the YMCA has like the biggest, fattest, greasiest feeds ever. Is there any truth to that rumour? Because I never get invited to these feeds. Haven't yet got invited once. Come on, YMCA, invite me. Is it true, though, that when you guys celebrate with food, it's next level?
Oh, our YMCA management staff like to look after its staff, and our organisation likes to look after its staff. So yeah, you can say we have the meanest feeds, but I'm sure I see everybody whenever we I see every other workplace whenever we go out to go buy our lunches. So I'm sure everybody else is having.
I love it. Phone rings, eh? I love it. Who is that on the phone, eh? I love it when the phone rings. It's probably my mum. But anyway, I'll ring you back soon, mum. We'll put it over here. Also here too, even though you guys have the fattiest, biggest ever feeds, you guys always have salads, but it's always the least touched dish on the table. Any truth to that rumour?
Oh, it depends. Depends what kind of salad is being provided. If it's a tossed salad, then that's getting tossed out. But
Tossed out, I love it.
But Oh,
Oh, rings again. Rings again. I tell you, I'm going to just, leave me alone, people. Leave me alone. You're right. Can't take a call right now. Can't take a call. Oh, jingus. I love it, eh? It happens while the camera's on. Tossed it out, or you need to toss some corned beef through it. Hey,
nah. So we enjoy looking after ourselves, and if it's a huge feed, it's a huge feed. If it's a light meal, it's a light meal. Nah,
all right.
like everybody, you gotta keep yourself sustained throughout the working
Yes,
day.
love it. Sustainability. I
Yeah,
love it.
good food to keep you sustained.
All right. Now, I want to sort of go back to the beginning. So, obviously born in Tokoroa. Yeah, your parents are.
My mum and dad is Diane Tearoa-Natua, and my dad is Toru-Natua. Um, they have been married for nearly 22 years. They've been
Wow.
married, and I would like to say they were high school sweethearts. We've always been told that they met at the ball, or they met in school. They were friends, and then my dad took her to the ball and took her all
Yeah.
the way home.
Balls.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Took it to the balls. Love it. Hey?
And so it's they had just me and my brother, my older brother Tearoa-Natua, and then as we were growing up, they look after, or they whāngaid another two boys. But we always had our cousins around, our brothers around, just like any other island household.
Mm.
But they whāngaid two boys, and that's Chris Bishop, who lives in Rara at the moment, and Joshua Te Manatua, who lives in Sydney.
Cool.
And now my parents have entered a new era of their life, grandparents' era, and they've got oh, four
I like that.
four grandchildren.
4
Four
grandchildren.
and counting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's heaps. Yeah.
So, I suppose you as uncle, do you
Yeah.
buy many presents for your
Yeah, well,
nieces, nephews?
at the moment, August is an expensive month, with majority being born in August. We've got one in June, but yeah, August around the second half of the year, August, October, expensive months.
Awesome. So when you grew up, I want to talk about your family and your home. Obviously, very much steeped in the Cook Island culture. Is that how your upbringing was as well?
Yeah, yep. I was brought up around the church, around our culture, and our family's always been tight. And that's not just my immediate family. That's my grandparents and their siblings, and all my all my parents' first cousins, and all of us. We never really grew up as sort of like, oh, that's my dad's cousin. That's my dad's. It's always that's my dad's sister, even though they've got different parents, and that's my brother, even though he's probably a third or second cousin. And so, like, yeah, our family's always been real tight, and our church family, whether or not our attendance to church is consistent, um, we're all sort
Yeah.
we're all sort of real tight. We're
Yeah.
all real tight, and so yeah, um, firmly rooted into our culture and our faith, and our family. Yeah.
All right. What do you remember? What kindergarten you went to? How far do your memories go back? Do you remember those earlier days?
Yeah, so I didn't go to a kindergarten. I went to a punanga reo,
Yep.
similar to the kohanga reo, but I went to a punanga reo, and that was a Cook Islands Learning Centre, or Learning Nest, as they call it, and that was the St. Luke's punanga reo.
All right. So it's probably normal that if you went to St. Luke's, you went to the Punanga Reo, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then vice versa. If you were Raitu, you went to
Terae to kohanga,
yeah.
and so it starts off like that, eh? The punanga reo that is still going, that we went to, started off with the women of our church, just mothers looking after their kids, and then properly establishing a learning centre, and yeah, now it's still going, and it's got it's had, in our family, it's had all 4 generations
Wow.
attending and still attending.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's a legacy in its own. That's awesome. What primary school do you go to?
Then I went to Strathmore School.
What is up with Islanders in Strathmore School? Is it just I'm just going to ask that. We ask anything here on the, like a lot of island kids went to Strathmore.
Yeah, well, I think, and this is just me thinking and me assuming, but I think it had a lot to do with Mama Numia was at Mama Numia No'oro. She was at Strathmore, and the year was it 2002 or 2003? I think it was 2002. They had a bilingual unit, Cook Islands
right.
bilingual
Yep.
unit that started at Strathmore School. But even before then, there were there were still Cook Islanders, or most Cook Islanders were going there. Maybe because it's beside Kelso, not far from Kelso.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when the establishing of the Cook Island bilingual unit in Strathmore School brought in a lot of our kids, or brought in a lot of our people. That's where we went.
No, it's true though, because sometimes people go to that school because Samoans go there, or Fijians go there, or Tokelauans go there.
Oh, and I think East School had a lot of the Cook
Yeah.
Islanders as well, and a lot of the Samoans, and then probably Strathmore second to them. Yeah.
Oh, I went to David Henry too. So that was a mainstream school.
Well, mind you, David Henry closer to the Terae
Yes.
Church.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, yeah, it was always David Henry. Mind you, David Henry's turned into a bit of a, island school these days as well, eh? A lot of islanders going there. But hey, we've got plenty of islanders in our community, so that's pretty normal. The Māori kids normally go to the Māori school, if they can, and all the Pākehā kids go to North School. Sorry, my sis, I shouldn't say that. Love you, North School. Hey. Shouldn't say that. Yeah. Love you, my sis. Love you. What intermediate you go to?
Toke Intermediate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a house captain or class counsellor and a house captain at Toke Intermediate. Yeah, I think I've always enjoyed putting myself out there as one of the leaders or being a leader.
Yeah.
And within our schools, house captain in or Tongariro House in Strathmore School, and then I was a class counsellor, room 11, and then house captain for Grey House.
Grey. What was Grey like when you were at school? Because Grey, when I was at school, probably when your parents were at school too, was sort of down here. How were they when you were a house captain, Grey? Where were they on the level?
Grey was, I think we were mid.
In the grey.
We're mid, like not the best, not the worst. Just
in the grey. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. How was your intermediate years?
Yeah. Big change. Going from teachers that were aunties and mamas and uncles at Strathmore to straight nobody I knew, and being mixed in with the mainstream kids, being taught that, because with our bilingual unit we were sort of just taught everything. In primary you're taught everything and not really given subjects. And then in intermediate, that's when they start separating things. This is a maths book, this is a science book, this is a English, and so having to learn the different subjects and this is what it's called. And
can I ask you, do you think there's a bit of a gap? Because I think at the moment in our current society there's a gap between primary school and intermediate. Like at primary school you learn all these values, all these whare, I'm just going to talk about David Henry, whare values, and all about together, and all about looking after one another, being respectful. Then you get to intermediate and it's just like a totally different world. And it's like that sort of right across the board, unless you go to a fully immersed kura kaupapa where those principles are taken through, which is what I love about their concept. It's taken through all those years. I feel that there's a gap when you do go to Tokoro Intermediate or another intermediate school from the values you learn at primary. What's your thoughts around that?
I think the times that when we were attending school, I think there was a huge gap, and there was sort of like a disconnection. You had to sort of disconnect yourself from your culture, and there were the poly group and that were there, but majority of your time, it's sort of you had to disconnect yourself from what you were used to, or what I was used to at Strathmore with
Mm.
the whole family thing, and sort of you were treated like an adult, a
Yep.
young adult, and you were, which is good in a way, so that we're not cushioned.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, I totally understand. Maybe it's different nowadays. I see there's a lot more cultural values incorporated in their stuff, or in the way the school is. But to be honest, I don't really know
Mm.
what's going on there. I can't really speak on it, but I think there's a bit of change, a bit of a shift in there.
Yep. Mm. Um, Tokai, obviously.
Yes, Tokai.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I met you for the very first time
Yep.
officially. I don't know if you remember, you came into Fresh FM one day as a year 9. You were promoting something. And this is where Weta is at the moment. I'm not sure if you remember that. You were
Yes.
year 9, you come in, I'd met this young, I'd seen him before, but met this young up and coming kokonada who was going to be the next big thing. That's how I was, that's how I was told, given the brief about you. And I remember you sitting down with me and having that interview. I'm not sure if you have a
Yes.
memory of that, but
I think it was for Stars or something.
yeah, you were just right out there. You were just confident, vibrant, knew where you were headed, what you wanted to do, what you wanted to push. And to be honest, not much has changed. If not, you've just gone better and better at it, and more calculated as you've gotten older.
Questionable. When you're young and yeah, maybe you can say you're young, innocent, and you sort of oblivious to the realities of life and the realities of the outside world, and you've got bigger dreams than you do um, upon finishing high school. And so yeah, I agree with you. Then he was a dreamer. He was very confident.
Beautiful.
Um, and yeah, you can say not a lot has changed, but I think it's
Just refined.
yeah, it's more.
Eh? Just a little bit refined.
You get to the real world, and then other things sort of take priorities. And so yeah, at the moment, just surviving. I think yeah.
Because I remember, not trying to, blow anything out of proportion,
Yeah.
but I was always told, back when you were year 9, that you were the next big thing coming through. Like, there was so much said about you, so much pressure put on you, and I'm not too sure even if you knew it at the time, but, everyone, I would always spoke about, Teariki Terae, he's the next head boy, he's going to be. Did you feel that pressure going through high school?
A little bit. It was there was sort of a certain expectation put on me, and not just by other people around and people that I don't really know, or people in the community, but in my family as well. And so there were expectations. The usual for any household. Any parent wants their kid to be successful, and um, then it sort of changed to just parents wanting their children to be happy.
Mm.
Well, and that's what I feel now. Is that as long as I'm happy, my parents are still proud of me, and my family is still proud of me, even though they probably have their own hopes and dreams for each of us. But the main thing I think is as long as we're happy, parents are our parents are still proud of us.
Mm.
Yeah.
What were some of your highlights for you at Tokai?
Biggest highlight for me is reconnecting to my culture, because I went from Strathmore, real cultural orientated, family orientated, to Toke Intermediate, where unless you're one of the leaders of that, maybe some of the teachers remember our name, or they don't remember our name, or the principal doesn't remember your name. But then going to Toke High, which was all of our families, and you had teachers. I had aunties that were teachers, and yeah, big highlight was being reconnected to my culture, reconnected to my families, and yeah, and this is just me being at Tokai. I can't speak on other
Mm.
high schools and their experiences, but yeah, reconnecting back to our culture. The Punawaiora group, we were strong, and well, I felt we were strong in those days. I always said to our tutors of the time that, yeah, we were the golden years
Mm.
of Punawaiora, and there's that feeling of ruling the school. I felt the Islanders ruled the school at Tokai, so yeah, those were big highlights for
Mm.
me.
Did you play much sport? Were you a sport person? Or not really. Because
No.
I mean, Tokai is probably famous for culture and sport,
Yeah.
right?
So me, just with the culture,
Yeah.
um, I think I wanted to get myself involved in sport when I was younger. We were trying to do. Oh, I tried to sign up for soccer, and then it wasn't popular. And then,
I like
well,
it.
yeah,
Soccer.
I
You like?
tried
Yeah.
to go for soccer, and then they said, "Oh, we don't have enough to make a team." This was in year 9 or 10, and then um, I tried Wakaama,
Yeah.
and just sort of like, oh, that didn't really go too far. And then what else? Nah, Wakaama or
Dad never
soccer.
wanted you to play rugby or league or anything like that. Did he try?
Oh, they wanted me to get involved in something. I was doing sprint training with Uncle Ta, Mr.
So,
Manu.
so that means because your older brother's always been noticed as or noted as being a speedster. You had the speed too.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, I can run, but I wasn't like breaking records or anything like my brother. Um, nah,
Where does the speed come from? Your mum?
I would say my mum. Yeah, I'd say
Because
my
your
mum.
uncle was pretty quick too. I remember from school. Your uncle
Yeah,
Junior.
yeah, and mum said that she enjoyed running.
Yeah.
I think for
Sorry,
me,
bro. I'm not trying to say your dad
no,
can't run, but
no, my dad.
Sorry, brother. Sorry, I don't mean it like that.
No, yeah. Well, I think that our speed comes from my mum, but I do think that Uncle John, he's
Yeah.
a bit fast even in his later years. Even now, he's still pretty quick on
Yeah.
his toes. Um, but yeah, no, sprinting. That was just a part of something that my parents wanted me to do. Yeah, get fit and do something, and so I was part of sprint training. Long distance running, I can't say that I enjoyed, but I was always told I was better at the long distance than I
Mm.
was short distance.
Oh, long distance.
Yeah,
Makes me sick just thinking about that, eh?
yeah.
I don't know how many times we wagged when it was cross country or running. I mean, not wagged, study leave. Study leave. Shouldn't call it wag. Study leave. Oh, cool as. So, what'd you do after high school?
After high school, and like I said, big dreams, big confidence. After high school, I said no. I'm going to go to Auckland, and I'm going to go and study. And yeah, didn't end up doing that. I ended up going up to Auckland, and on the first day of study, just sort of
Not me.
what can you say? Oh, you can say I was kind of froze, but I don't think I was really fully prepared and fully. I don't think I fully told myself what I was actually getting into. And so yeah, that never happened, and then I spent a lot of time. That at the time I was with um my partner Rahui Tautope Samson,
Mm.
and staying with his family in Auckland, and so they've got a dance group up in Auckland, a multicultural dance group called the Drums of the Pacific, and they were the Vodafone Warriors drummers, or One New Zealand drummers, for a long time, about 26 years, and so I was doing that. Yeah, just doing that.
Just doing that. All right.
Found part time job here and there, but my life was basically just around the culture, doing shows. If we weren't doing shows, we were helping out with the Polyfest if we weren't doing that, we were um, traveling over to Australia to help with my brother-in-law's branch of the Drums of the Pacific in Australia, starting their group up. I went to China. I travelled to China as part of our dance group. We were
Wow.
contracted to go to China. Yeah, but I've been travelling around with our dance group up
Cool.
and down New Zealand.
Let me go back to just the beginning of that statement there and talk about, you mentioned your partner. How was that for you, being a very popular, island figure here in Tokoroa, someone that, everyone looked up to, yeah, by, your sexuality being what it is. How was that for you? Was there stigma with it? Was there challenges? Because, let's face it, 30 years ago, how old am I? No, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, when we talked about gay people at school, that was like, bro, give you a hiding if you're that. That's
Yeah.
sort of how it was 35 years ago. As time's gone on, obviously it's more acceptable in society, but I feel to a degree, still in the island culture, and I say all island cultures, there's still a little bit of stigma with it, still a little bit of shame or whakama that comes with it. How did you embrace those challenges, if I can ask you that, Tearoa? How did you embrace it, or how did you get over those hurdles? Because I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
This day and age now, it's just normal.
Yeah.
But it probably wasn't normal.
Yeah, well,
You know?
in those times it was hard. Was definitely not not an easy thing to do. But I'm thankful for the family that I have, and for the friends that I had at the time. I had close friends, close family that really really held me through those times. I'm lucky to have the family that I have and friends that I have to and to still be able to be myself. I think had things turned sour with my family after coming out, I may be a different person today, and I'm probably may not even be here. I probably will be living as far away from here as possible. But my family really they still loved me. It was a hard thing to have to do and have to say, and for my family to have to accept. And it's not that for me I didn't want to force people to love me and force them to accept my way of life. It was just something. It was
Sure
a
life.
part of me.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
you.
part of me.
Yeah.
I don't say like people. Oh yeah, you're gay, you're lesbian. No, like I don't let labels define who I am. I'm still the person that I am. I'm still Teariki Terae. I just have a
Yeah.
partner who's a
Yeah.
boy, and I love my partner who is a man, and so yeah, maybe being in high school too, it was a bit of a hard thing, but I think I had a great support system at home, and I had great support within my friend circle for me to be able to navigate that. And yeah, wasn't easy, but it never changed who I was. I was still the same person. Um, maybe with you can say added theatrics, but I was still I was still a drama queen, and the same drama queen in intermediate that I was in
Yeah.
in high school and that I am still now.
I love that answer, because you are saying, I didn't change.
Yeah,
It's just, my partner's a boy, my partner's a man. But I'm still the same person.
yeah,
And I suppose that's what people sort of don't realise or don't understand. Like, you haven't changed because you've chosen to be with a man or a woman or both or whatever.
yeah,
You're still you.
yeah,
Like, But it's so hard for people to accept. Sometimes you think maybe it's them that have the issue around acceptance, right?
Yeah, why? And I think, for people coming out, LGBTQIA plus peoples, persons, it's it's something that's always been a part of them, and it's something that they can't control. Oh, I might get cancelled for saying all
No,
of
no,
this.
no, no, no. You say whatever you
I'm
like on the
just,
podcast.
I'm just waiting for the comment section. But for me, they're still the same people, and love is still love, whether it comes in the shape of a woman or a man or in between.
Mm,
Um, yeah, the person doesn't change.
mm,
What changes is the way they are wanting to express themselves and
yep.
the way they're wanting to that what we're doing, and this is what I feel what LGBTQIA plus people are doing is they're just taking a layer off.
Mm,
It's always been there,
mm.
just like peeling a banana or potatoes. They're just taking a layer off for people to get to see more of them, and that's what I felt happened with myself. I've always it's always been a part of me, and with lived experiences contributed to that. It's always been a part of who I am, and
Mm.
um, yeah.
Now, let me ask you, how do you, might be getting a little bit deep here, Thanu, but
That's
you and your
alright.
partner,
Yeah.
like, because you're both quite, what's the right word? You both have very flamboyant personalities. Is one quiet than the other when you're together, or are you both sort of funny, or how does it roll, or, how are
Um,
you guys around each other? It's real, I'm just interested because I'm, curious.
I think it depends on the space and depends on who the people that we're around, and it's people over here would argue that I'm the quiet or that he's the quiet one in comparison
Yeah.
to me when we're here, and then people would argue over there that I'm the quiet one in comparison to the both of us. So um, I think we both pick and choose, or not pick and choose, but
Just know when to
yeah,
compliment each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
we both, you know, we let one shine when they need to shine, and we let the other shine when they need to shine.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's just what you do. I think as in a normal relationship, I feel like there's times where your partner's got to take the spotlight, and that's
It
okay.
is,
And then
yeah.
there's other times where you just got to be there and just support your partner. And
All
so
right,
yeah.
deep questions. We're right into the deep questions now. What do you do as a couple, you know, when you want to have children? How does that conversation come up? Is it a conversation that you've had, or?
It's funny, yeah. We've had that conversation, and we've been looking at surrogacy.
Yeah,
Not, and this is not like this is real surface level
yeah, yeah.
stuff. Like we haven't, I haven't, I don't know a number for a surrogacy agency or anything, but we have explored that, or we are exploring that conversation about that. Um, and kind of saying, well, one from you, one from me,
Yeah, yeah.
and we'll do it. But I think and I think the advantage that gay people have, that lesbian couples have, is that we don't get to, or we don't. It's not a surprise if, oh, what's the word? Like when in a normal relationship, not a normal, in a straight relationship,
Yep,
man and woman, surprises come,
yep,
and
yep.
one day she might wake up, she's
Yeah,
pregnant. Um, in a
yeah,
in a homosexual relationship, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about a surprise or one day me waking up and I'm
yeah, yeah.
pregnant because I don't have those parts. But so I think the advantage there is that we get to decide when we're ready for that, and we get to prepare ourselves fully um, to be ready to take on that, to take on a child, and yeah,
Love it.
just really surface level stuff we've been talking about. Not really properly focusing on that, but that is one day a hope and a dream that we bring in children to this world, and
That's cool, man.
a family that looks right to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that. So, actually, speaking about your partner, because he's pretty famous as well, like you, what's his favourite meal? Do you
Um,
cook for him, or do you buy it in, or
oh,
what's his go-to?
on a good day, so I don't cook. I, I can cook,
You
just
can, but you don't.
not very well.
Oh, okay.
I can buy food. I'm a great buyer of food.
Yeah.
And on a good day, on a bad day, any day really, KFC is his go-to.
Yo.
KFC can make him can make him happy if he's sad. Can
Bark,
make
bark,
him
bark, bark,
yeah.
bark, bark. You make him, eh?
KFC,
Clucky ass.
KFC, KFC. Everything
Yeah.
KFC
Love it.
is and then with a maybe with a pot of rice at home.
That's why my diabetes. It's the rice. I love it.
Yeah,
That's perfect. KFC and
yeah.
rice. That's the
KFC,
best meal.
KFC
Hey?
on any day. You can give him KFC and he'll be happy. He'll
Yeah.
be satisfied.
What
Yeah.
about you? What's your go-to meal? What can
Oh,
he feed you with that makes you happy?
before. Oh, I think for me now, yeah, anything with a pot of rice on the side. I can have a corned beef on a rice, something on a rice.
Now, is that a normal steamed rice or a sweet rice?
No, it's a normal rice.
Normal rice. Just double checking.
We've been chopping and changing, and it has to be a sunrise medium
Yes.
grain.
Medium grain. Just the red packet,
The
guys.
red packet,
The red
yes.
packet's
A
got to
medium
be.
grain.
That
It
is the best rice there.
has to be a medium grain, and it has to be a sunrise. You can taste the difference
Yeah.
if it's a different rice.
Been eating
Um,
that for years.
We've been trying out the jasmine rice.
Yeah, no.
It's alright. Like it hits when it needs to. Well, because
It's not the...
jasmine rice
no.
is usually on the diet plan when
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are
Yeah, yeah.
doing that.
But that medium grain's the one, eh?
But medium grain
Gotta be.
never fail.
That has been... Since I've been a little kid, my parents used to buy... they used to come in 35 kg sacks back when I was little. The same brand of rice, because it's an Australian brand, eh?
Yeah.
Same brand, and we've bought it all these years, and I swear, because rice, I've been good the last few years because I'm diabetic.
What's the measurement on your finger?
I don't do finger.
Oh,
I'm that good.
oh wow!
Hey, I can, like, I remember we grew up doing cups, because it was in a big 35 kg, so you put, 2 cups or 3 cups, and then
Yeah.
you wash it thoroughly, and then, but I just, it's always just about
just
an inch
know,
above
eh?
the, I just know, I just know, and if you don't know,
I'm a bit over there.
yeah,
Yeah, just there,
Yeah.
just in between that line and that line. I'm a bit over there.
yeah, I'm about an inch, but I just guess I never, but yeah, I can cook it in any pot, anywhere. I don't even need a rice cooker, man. I can cook that rice. But when you haven't got it, oh, bro, the rest of it just,
Yeah.
especially that shit brand they sell at New World. What is it? I was going to say, starts with F, I think it, you know the one? No, maybe it doesn't, because I'm thinking of something else in my head, but it's a cheap shit brand, and they don't remember why they sell it. It's gross.
No, I don't know the one because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's just
buy it.
sometimes you go to New World, and it's not there.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's nothing, you only got $5 in your card, so you can't buy the big sake. You got to. So I've tried a couple of those cheaper. Nah. But yeah, rice corned beef. That's good. Do you have a banana with it too?
Oh no. No.
Wow.
Oh, sometimes.
But just straight rice and corned beef.
That's right. Rice and corned beef. If there's a taro. But
See, that's funny.
I can just have it
just like that.
Just like that.
So you prefer a taro over ripe banana?
Yeah.
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 Wow. Because I don't know. Maybe that some islanders are different to others, eh?
Yeah.
Some will say banana over taro. I really don't associate taro too much when I talk about our Cook Island family, because I'm not used to them eating taro. You know what I mean?
I'm used to having taro in the house or having taro at family gatherings. Yeah.
I love it. So being at the Y, enjoying it, loving life.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm enjoying just learning and still learning. I don't think as an adult, I don't think you ever stop learning. You still learning new things and yeah. So
Actually,
far, so
before
good.
I move on, and we're just about there, fun. I just want to ask you, just in case there are some people watching who are struggling to come out of their shell.
Yeah.
Do you have some advice for them?
sometimes, so I'm very lucky that and like I said, I'm very lucky that I had a great family who loved and accept me and blanketed me throughout all of that. Um, whether it went against their own beliefs and their own values at the time, they still loved me and their love never changed for me. And so I'm very lucky that I had that kind of family. Um, some people are lucky to have those families as well, but if you aren't, your friends, get you some good friends that would love and accept you. And if you still feel that you've got nobody there, reach out, reach out. There's help there. And you'd be surprised, and maybe people are not as open about it as I am, but you'd be surprised that there are rainbow community in every organization, and there's assistance there, there's help there to get you started, to get you or to help you through all of that. There's advocates there at the Swipics. There's some at Seacos. I'm at the YMCA with a couple of other our other staff members. Um, but there are people out there in the community that can help you to go through that if you ever feel alone. For myself, and maybe not, a lot of people might not agree with this. A lot of the rainbow people might not agree with this. But for myself, I still, I still believe that there is a God that created me the way that I am, and I still believe that He's always watching us and He's always looking after us. And so, um, if I'm ever feeling like there's no other option, God is God is one of my options, and just having a prayer, talking it out, writing journals or writing prayers, just getting it all out, getting your thoughts and all your feelings out onto a piece of paper sometimes, or letting it out in prayer, has always been
Mm.
helpful to me. But there are people out there that can help you, and so
I love that.
just reach out.
I love how you've brought God into it. I know some people might disagree with what you say, but I'm the same.
Yeah,
The God I love and believe in is a God of love. Sure, there are all these rules and regulations, and
yeah,
the Bible says this and the Bible says that, but if you're the kingpin
yeah.
and you're a God of grace and love, He
Oh,
understands. He knows what's up. Sure, these are but no, I'm like you. I got no, sometimes I'm a bit bemused and baffled, when you've got all these people who believe in God still want to walk down a path of hate and
yeah,
and judgment and all that sort of carrying. I'm just like,
yeah.
you're not God.
No.
Let God be the
Yeah,
judge.
let God be the judge.
He'll be the judge at the end of the day. He didn't create us to be the judge.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's just the way you look at Christianity, man.
Yeah.
If you look at love, love's not perfect.
Yeah.
God's love's perfect.
Yeah.
Our one isn't.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you still,
yeah.
still have your beliefs. Cause
I'm. It was something that I have grown up with, and that has been planted and implanted into me from a young age, and so yeah. And I always say to myself, if God didn't love me, um, why is He still why is He still got my back?
why are you here? Why are you
Why
still going?
why am I still going? He
Yeah.
could have easily taken me like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is not something I brag about, but it's just, if God didn't love me, He wouldn't still be answering my prayers.
Mm.
I pray to God every day, most days, and yeah, if He didn't love me,
Yeah.
He wouldn't be answering my prayers. I see His blessings
That
in
is
my
true,
life
man.
all the time.
That is so true. And I think people miss that. They're too busy around the law, the commandments,
Yeah.
what the Bible says. Sure. But, even to those people who think that, if you look in the mirror, you're breaking many of those laws too.
And even that conversation is bigger than
Yeah.
maybe just
Yeah,
a couple of
hard
sentences that
hard
we're
out.
gonna share. But yeah, like God made us, and everything else after that is by man.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible's there's instructions in there, there's stories in there that help us. But if you think about it, that man wrote that. Man wrote the Bible, and it's not saying that I don't want to follow the Bible, and I don't think that there's any truth in the words.
Mm.
There is truth in the words and the stories and the interpretations of
Of course.
the Bible. But it's up to everybody else. Everybody has their own walk with God and their own walk with faith. So it's up to everybody else's it's up to your own
Yeah.
interpretation. You can't let everybody else's interpretation of the Bible affect your
Yeah.
interpretation. And it's not being in denial. It's just that's your own relationship with God.
And I'll be honest, I used to think that a lot. You know, there were things, I thought the Bible said you can't do this, can't do that, oh no, you know, I know this, I know that. But as I got older and thought like that as well, like, you know, if I read this passage, I have an understanding that it means this. It may not be the same understanding that you have of that same passage, but it doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
So it's your own understanding of what you believe that says. But if you look deeper, if you continue to look deeper, I mean, if I'm to be just to the point, whānau, you know, the 10 Commandments,
Yeah.
we break multiple
Yeah.
commandments every day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, does it
Yeah.
really matter whether you're, you know, gay, whether you're this, whether you're that? Because if you look at the 10 Commandments, we're breaking them all the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's what forgiveness is, and that's what the grace of God is. It's just,
Well, and if you really break down the Bible to one sentence, it's that God is love,
you know,
and as long as you're a good person,
whānau,
as long as you love people, as long as you love each other, as long as you love God, you love each other, you love your people, love.
yeah. Just as long as you don't love the neighbour's wife and the wife across the road, or the husband around the corner and the other.
Yeah.
No, it's,
As long as you're a good person, like
Hey,
just be
yeah.
good people.
love it, absolutely love it. And obviously that's another conversation we could go
It's a
on
whole
about
nother
forever. Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
But it's good to touch on it because the podcast's all about, we just talk about anything because, you know, hey,
Yeah.
there's nothing to hide here. There's no judgment. We're all straight up and we hit the facts and we talk about the real things. Just as we start to wrap things up, you're pretty good at, you know, entertaining. Obviously, you know, I've seen you, you know, MC a few weddings. You obviously got your own dance group. You're real natural at it, you know, and there are some people that are just natural. You can put a microphone in their hand and away they go. I hate it. Out of everything you can do that's natural, just MCing is something I loathe doing. But that's happened over the years because, you know, you do all of it for free and you get to a stage where I'm not doing it for free no more because I've done it for you know 2 decades for free. Now everyone's going to pay out their nose because I'm just. But it is hard. But some people are just naturals at it. You're just natural. You know, you can put a mic in your head and away you go. I mean, very impressive.
I'm very
Is that
blessed.
something you've always enjoyed?
Very blessed to have many role models in my life, and so like my dad and my Uncle John, they were our family MCs growing up, and so seeing them, the way they work the crowd, the way they add in their little jokes and little the way that they keep the crowd entertained is always I've always admired of my dad and my uncle. But I tell my dad, nah, I think your time is done, my my bro. But no, like I still go go to my dad and to my Uncle John for guidance. Jules is another one that's he's one of my mentors, one of my bros, one of the people that I look up to as well, and so yeah, he helps me along most of the time when it's these Kogala events, Aroa days and all of that. I sort of just take my lead off the bro. He tells me this is a program, and then you do with it what you want, and so I I'm glad he allows me that freedom. But yeah, you just sort of learn as you go, and I've been fortunate to have teachings from all these different people, all these different leaders in my life that have helped me be the person that I am. I just really just
Love it.
enjoy having a good time.
Yeah, you do, and you
Yeah.
can see that. Like, you know, that's I suppose that's the art to being an entertainer, being an MC, being a host.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to make it come across like it's unplanned and you're just enjoying what you're doing, which is what you do.
You gotta to just be like, who cares
Yeah.
if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. You gotta be able to have a laugh at yourself as well.
Hard out. And it's
Yeah.
how you react after you make the mistake, right?
Yeah.
There's some people who just so hard on themselves after, but you don't even know it's a mistake, even though it is. But you just bang, bang, bang. Talent, very talented. I mean, I love going to events where you're the MC because you do a great job. Are you doing the Polyfest coming up, or
I
they asked you?
haven't been told yet.
Oh,
I
come
haven't
on,
been let
team!
know.
Come on, team!
And that's okay. Some people, some people like me, some people don't,
Come
and
on, team!
that's all right. That's maybe I have done the Polyfest in the past, and so maybe if that's another thing if that's something that they want me to do this year, then yeah, I don't mind.
There you go. Come on, get them to the Polyfest. Hey,
They've got me in the past, and I really enjoy that reading of the bios and all of
Yeah.
that, and
you do a great job at it.
yeah.
You do a fantastic job at it. Have you ever?
It's sort of like you channel a personality that you
Yeah.
want to be like, and
Yeah.
so like when I was reading the bios, it was funny. I sort of wanted to channel my inner air hostess. You know, welcome on board.
Yeah. Love it. Love
And
it.
so I was going for that kind of feel. Strathmore School is coming on with their performance, and so I was channeling that. And then when I go to island functions, I sort of channel on a more older soul, add some language in there. It always gets the laughs.
What was the wedding I saw you at, which I totally cracked? Oh, it was Muriel's wedding. That was quite fun. I love the way you work the room. Like, you know, that's such a talent, such a skill.
Oh, and see,
You know?
even that wedding too, I was told this is the plan. This is what has been set. Everybody is to be dressed to the nines, and you know, do something fun just to kill some
Yeah.
time while we wait for the wedding party. And so, yeah, they still do it on TikTok, the outfit checks,
Yeah.
and then this is from this, and so I thought, oh yeah, let's jazz it up. Let's do a on the spot outfit check, and so yeah, and I did Lahaina's wedding as well. You were there too.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't go. I didn't make that one. But
Oh,
yeah.
Kamai and them were there.
Yes, Kamai and Takawa
the
were
staff
there.
were there,
Yeah.
and so yeah, you.
I love it. Have you ever thought doing an outfit check where you go, liar? I've been waiting for you to do that. Eh? Come on, what are you wearing today? And they go, oh, you're such a liar. Are you sure you're wearing that? I'm just, see that's what I'd do. Eh? I'd just be that guy.
I'm more of a let's uplift them in a funny way.
See,
and,
I'm a real mocker. That's an old school mocker.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you sure? You sure? Can you show me the tech? No.
There were examples though when I'd get them up, and then like there was one mama, and I'm not gonna name any names, but she got up, and it's the style of the dress. You know, people who don't know fashion won't know that this was the style of the dress.
Yeah.
But I had some comments being thrown like, "Hey, she didn't iron her dress because it was all
Yeah.
crinkled."
Yeah.
But it's the look. That's the look that
Yeah.
that was being achieved with that material. It's been pressed certain ways to give a different look, and so that was a little bit funny. And I had to, not mock her, but mock the people that are saying, yeah. And if you're saying it's not ironed, or if you're saying she didn't iron her dress, this is the look. This is fashion.
No, you do a fantastic job, and really want to give you your props for that. I enjoy it. There's one thing, when you've been in the business this long, you enjoy fellow, personalities that can get up there, and you really enjoy it. You sit there and you enjoy it and chuckle. And honestly, if I chuckle, that means you're real good, man.
Yeah, what?
I'm basically always critical. He sucks, she sucks. But Teariki Terae, he's on. He's on.
I appreciate that, and it wasn't always this way. There were a few gigs that I had that I froze, but I just enjoy having a good time, and if I'm laughing at myself, then that's
Love it. Beautiful. Just finally, you got a dance group?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about your dance group.
So myself, Auntie Leila, Auntie Rangi, and Uncle Taina, we're the leaders of our newly formed dance group, Tamariki o Te Wairako, and we've been doing birthdays, weddings. We've done the Sharkies prize giving.
Yeah.
Done a few corporate gigs, and it was just birthed out of the hype and the motivation and the feeling of the dancers after Maivanui last year.
Ah,
And so from there, they wanted to carry on. They wanted to have a space where they can still dance. We had Muriel's wedding. That was a first gig where a group was formed, and then after that, people started asking for a show here, a show there, a show there, and then we thought, let's make a dance group so that these kids have a permanent place to come to, and then that's how it started.
Cool.
And yeah, from now up until I think it's late October, we've got shows every weekend.
that's cool, man. What do you charge if people want to book you, or is it just comes down to budget or what someone has, or?
Oh, it case by case. Like if it's in town and if you've been good to us, no.
Yeah, hard out.
No, but it's really you just inquire on the Facebook page or the Instagram page or the TikTok. We've had bookings come through TikTok, and so you just inquire and we'll quote up a price for you, and it's
Nice.
yeah. We try and give a balance between traditional and contemporary touristy kind of culture, but the main thing, we just want to keep people entertained.
Yeah, love it. So in other words, they'll work around your budget, okay? It's the best way to put whatever budget you have, they can provide you a package. So don't think doesn't go that far, they'll work on a budget around or package around your budget.
In saying that, and this is another conversation in itself, in saying that our cultures need to be valued, and
Yes.
the hard work, talent is not talent without hard work,
Yeah.
without a bit of hard work, without practice. And so you may enjoy the show and think, wow, that was really cool, but you don't see the behind the
Yes.
scenes, you don't see the hard work, you don't see the training, the practices behind that. So we need to value our culture,
Yes.
we need to value our dancers, we need to value practitioners of culture, we need to value those people.
So in other
Performing
words,
arts.
if you've only got $50, he'll give you $50 off. There might be a little 10-second snip he'll send you on TikTok.
If you got $50, you might just get me.
See, there's a room for every single budget. Hey, I think you're worth more than $50, Danish. Hey?
Oh,
Just a little bit more.
I would hope.
Yes,
So.
yes. But that's a great thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. Yeah, how often do you practice? Twice a week?
We have two practices. One for drummers only, and then one for the big group, for dancers and drummers.
You need a new drummer. Takawa Paula's
Wow.
king.
And that's the thing. If you want to dance, if you want to drum, check it out. Come down on Monday nights at the YMCA. If you're up to it, if you're wanting to learn, then do that in your own time. But if you're wanting to extend yourself, yeah, that's a better way. If you're wanting to extend yourself on the knowledge that you already have, then we can.
Okay, I'll ask you because I know people are probably asking, is there a certain physique that you need to have to be part of the group if you're wanting to join? Like, if you're a little bit overweight, if you love handles there, is that still acceptable or no?
No, it's we do it. We don't discriminate.
Love it.
Beautiful size is beautiful.
Plus size, beautiful.
Skinny, big,
Yeah,
tall, short, we'll have you
love it.
if you have the right intentions.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. Before we wrap things, I want to ask you, because I know you're on the clock. Thank you again, Jules, for letting your
Yeah,
star
what's
work
the
around.
time?
I know you're on the clock. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself. Oh, that's a hard one.
Okay, 1 year. 1 year.
Oh no.
Is that hard one?
In 5 years,
5
I
years.
see myself having a degree. I see myself in a job that uses my degree to its potential, and I see myself financially stable with no bills. That's the dream.
That's the dream.
But yeah, I see myself doing that. I see myself traveling for work, and yeah.
Love it.
But I see myself with a degree and using my degree in my work.
Beautiful, beautiful. So in other words, you're living the dream right now. You just want to live it a bit more.
Yeah, with a bit more freedom.
Love it.
Being my own boss. That's another dream. Yeah,
My own
being
boss.
my own boss.
All right. I know the time's ticking. I know he's got to get back to work. But I'll play just one game with you.
Yeah.
Simple question. Okay? To end
Cool.
off our podcast.
Cool.
I won't get into a big long. Okay. So here's how the one question game works, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm trying to think of all the people that are important to you in your life. Or maybe I'll just use the sissies. All right. So let's say you're hanging off the side of a cliff.
Oh.
Right? You're at the top of the rope. Okay? There's 4 people hanging off the rope below you, and you have to save 2 of them and cut 2 of them. Okay? So it's you at the top. Who are the 4 hanging off? Who can I put in there? Put in there Julius.
Okay.
Okay? I'll put in there Ford.
Okay.
I'll put in there Mats. And I'll put in there Apera. That's the 4.
Okay. So we're on a cliff.
So you're on a cliff. The 5 of you are all dangling, right? The ropes are about to break.
Is there water underneath the
no
cliff?
water. It's just a real long. It's a foggy morning, so you don't know what's underneath there. All right, let's soften up the story a little more. There's heaps of fog. You're on the tip of this mountain. Something's happened. You've all slipped off. You're all hanging off this rope. You're up the top, and the 4 of them are underneath. Mats, Ford, Apera, Jules. You only can save 2 of them, and you've got to cut 2 to survive. Okay. You've got to cut 2 to survive. You've got about 30 seconds to make this decision up. It's your final question, Teariki, today. Who or which 2 are you cutting and which 2 are you saving?
Okay. Well, and now I'm going to add my own theatrics to
Love
the
it.
story.
Love it.
There's a sea underneath, and it's a calm sea, and it's quite not too deep but not too shallow. So I'm thinking there's a sea there. I'd cut off Mateo because he can swim.
You can swim.
He works at the pools. So sorry, sis, you're going. And I'd say Apera too because he's been swimming a couple of times. And I would save Ringura and Jules because as traumatic as it will be, Ringura could drive us, or I could drive us away, and Jules can pray for us. Even though Apera can pray for us too, but Jules will pray for us. Mats and Apera, they can swim. We'll meet them down the hill. We'll drive back down from the cliff and meet them to pick them up.
I love it.
With a towel.
Apera will probably just hold on to Mats anyway.
Yeah,
eh?
Well, you would think, Mateo works at the
Actually, he's a really good swimmer though.
Yes, and
Real good swimmer.
Yeah, I have heard that. So, yeah.
Love it.
They can swim. Sorry, sisters.
I love it. At least I know if ever I'm stuck on a rope and Teariki Terae's above me, I'll tell him straight, can't swim, bro. Can't swim, bro. Just can't. So I know I'll be saved because I can't swim.
I think in theory that's what I would do.
Yeah,
but
love it.
For my in reality, I'll probably I'll avoid this decision. Cut my
Love it. See, I love it. I just can't. Let's all go together, boys. Hey, I love it. Hey, I must say it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today, Teariki Terae. Really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed your honesty and your sharing with us. No doubt, sometime next February, when see, I always get all the letters mixed up. Can't say it probably, but that's okay. We'll get you back in to talk a little bit more. But hey, really appreciate the work you do in our community, in our Cook Island community as well, and you're very, very well respected, and just love following your journey. We'll continue to follow it, and just keep being you, and keep the smile on everyone's dial.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Dr. Fresh, for having me here, and the team at Local Vibes. Thank you for having me, and just keep being you. There's only one you in the world, and so just be you.
Love it, love it. Thank you, Manef. Really appreciate it. All right, there we have it. Podcasters, Vibers. That is another episode of the podcast. Absolutely fantastic this week to have our special guest in Teariki Terae. Catch us next time for another episode of the podcast. Till then, This is Teariki Terae. I am Dr. Fresh. Take care.
Soa mai, sa tau e tau kalele.